From Inwood in New York City, welcome to Inwood Art Works On Air. It's where we meet the musicians, filmmakers, writers, theater makers, and artists of all stripes that make their home what we affectionately call upstate Manhattan. I'm your host, Aaron Sims, and today we welcome theater, film director, actor, and photographer David Zayas Jr. David is a Bronx native and made his Off-Broadway directorial debut with Simpatico at the Chain Theater. Prior to that, he directed Jesus Hopped the A Train, stage reading starring Common, John Ortiz, David Zayas at the Lab's 30th anniversary. Dave's also directed multiple times the Barnes series, which included three new works in progress by Stephen Adly Gurgis. He's a teaching artist for directing and has directed with Planet Connections, Actors Theater of New York Theater Festival, Samuel French Off-Broadway, and many more. Along award-winning films over 20 festivals, Dave is a member of the Actors Studio, Playwright's Directors Unit, and also LAByrinth Theater Company. He's done stand-in work for multiple TV productions, including Dexter, Dexter Resurrection, The Following, Gotham, Shut-Eye, and many others. We're going to talk to him about his work behind the camera on stage, but let me first welcome you to David in Inwood Art Works On Air. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
You bet. So, it's been a long time coming here. I know you come from a creative family, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're creative or mean that you're called to walk an artist's path, so to speak. Yeah. I think you're creative, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, when did you say to yourself, nothing's guaranteed. I'm going to try to create my own work and pursue this as your vocation. Like, were you exposed to filmmaking at an early age or theater at an early age, or were you kind of like, I'm just going to be a normal kid, and you kind of found yourself,
I was a normal kid for a while, but I was exposed to theater since I was like 9, 10 years old.
Yeah. And
my dad was a cop also, so he's also an actor. And he would pick us up and we would go to rehearsals and hang out there with him and do our homework there, and kind of not knowing that I was going to be doing it later.
Right.
I was kind of just hanging out there.
Yeah.
So exposed to it, and I was always around great artists and great people that very creative and put on great shows, and I was just kind of just being there. Didn't know. I started photography later, and that was my intro to my creative side of it.
Photography.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Single shutter?
It was first a point and shoot that I got on Black Friday. And then, because I wrote all the ideas I had, but I never did it. And then someone was like, you should buy a camera. And that's what I did. And then now it's kind of like went into a bunch of other different cameras. But yeah.
And so that film medium, you stuck with that in a certain way.
Yeah. It kind of evolved into what I'm doing, I guess, now. And it keeps evolving. So.
Gotcha. Well, it's great that, and it's help coming from a creative family, but I gotta say, it's a personal decision to pursue it,
Yeah. It's you get warned a lot from,
what not to do more often than do,
like,
right?
Hey, make sure you have a backup, which I don't, and I kind of put all my chips in. So. And
you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So
I'm still working somehow, and it's great. I get lucky. To me, it's luck every time, but then it's also I have to put the work in. So.
Well, I say nothing like hard work and preparation, right?
Yeah,
no substitution. Being fortunate is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if you show up and you can't do the work, then
that's it.
That's
Just
right.
Then, yeah.
So kudos to you, man. Well, local audiences here in Inwood have enjoyed two of your shorts, Santa Force and Cole, at the Inwood Film Festival. So I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to ask you: do you have a Santa complex? Because and also following up, is this part of a trilogy? Because
I know we should add another one. Well, Peter Collier wrote the Santa Force.
Yes,
and it was his idea he had, and I was like,
Peter?
Yeah, I love Peter, and he's a great actor, writer, producer.
You
everything.
collaborate with him often.
I try to as much as I can. He's a close friend of mine, so it's always great to work with him. And he wrote that, and I was pretty much a Men in Black of Santa Clauses. That's what that whole thing was. And he wrote it out of nowhere. He didn't tell me about it, and he's like, hey, I have this thing, and I had a camera, and I was like, I was actually out of a breakup, and I wanted to be creative and do stuff with myself, and I was like, let's do it. And I did it like heartbroken, and it was great. And it was something I really needed, and it kind of pushed me to do more. And then the other one, I don't know how I came up with that. I wrote that Cole. I just wanted my niece in the film, and kind of just to do something that was easier by ourselves, that we didn't need a crazy budget or anything. So we used like the community center living room of my mom's like housing complex that she was at, and we probably illegally used the living room and used it and filmed it and put a Christmas tree in there and everything. So it was great.
Sometimes
it was fun.
It's better to ask forgiveness.
I know.
Right?
I should write another Santa one.
I'm going to say, I mean, maybe I'm the only one who realizes this, but it's like these guys have the market cornered on Christmas.
I know. I need more Christmas festivals to submit to.
There you go. Absolutely.
But there's not many of those. So.
No, I wouldn't think so. And also the time of year to do them.
I know.
Probably
it's like not great.
Not great. Yeah. Competition for audiences and but I listen. At the end of the day, they're both very entertaining films, and you and Peter both should be proud of them. And and hopefully in 2026, and where there's a will, there's a way. Christmas comes around every year. Well, again, audiences love the films. It's safe to say we need opportunities to laugh right now more than ever. Sincerely hope you have another one coming up. I also mentioned you're part of LAByrinth company. I have a big affinity for LAByrinth. Back in I remember taking the intensive way back in the days.
I did that too.
And way back when John pulled Juggle Rubin.
John's great.
And Philip and John Ortiz were all together. The triumvirate of the head there back in that heyday. And so, but bringing that up is that it's been a long time for Haiti of really incubating new work, which I think is so incredibly important. So, I know you worked with Barn Series quite a bit, and it's like, what is your take on the development of developing new work and Lab's place in the ecosystem right now for where it is now?
It's a weird time. It's like a lot. Like they're trying to move forward and try new work, but a lot of people are still struggling to put their work out there. So it's kind of like I'm working with a playwright right now, and we've been trying to put up a new play for 3 years now.
Wow. And
finally, like this March, we probably connected with a company that we're going to do a stage reading of it. And that's the first kind of step, and it took years.
Yeah.
So, and then with Lab, we just got two new artistic directors for this new season, and they're trying to kind of like figure out where the kind of like compass is leading to what's next. So we have a bunch of new work from people in the company, and then they're trying to kind of reach out to other people to see what comes in and what we could do with new people too. So hopefully it'll lead to productions and new voices we need to hear instead of the same thing over and over again. That's what
drew me to Lab right away. The first time, it's like you're just like all these fresh voices like Stevens, and you have Shanley as well. I mean, Shanley's been around for forever and a day, but you still always great artists that are part of it, and also I also really loved is you get people to keep on trading hats, right? And so like you're directing something, and maybe you're in someone else's show, and then maybe you're helping write another show, or it's really
that's one thing.
And all those people.
That's one thing Lab does really well. They have opportunities for you to produce, and kind of like if we have the Barn Series, I could step up and produce one of those nights, or that week, and help produce the whole thing. And then if somebody needs a director, I kind of like try to jump in as much as I can and be like, I'll do it. I'm there. And so they're open for that a lot, which is great. And I grew up with them, so that was the company I was around all the time.
Yeah.
So I got to see their growth in many ways. And I used to sit next to Phil during rehearsals, not knowing that I was taking in anything, which was great. And then John is like an uncle to me too, John Ortiz. So
he's in everything.
Yeah, he's in everything now. He's So he's hopefully going to be in a bunch of stuff soon with Lab and everybody. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to check in on that because not that I've been around forever, but I've been around a long couple decades here and left to know it's like how much impact for new work it has been over the years, and hope it continues to be.
Hopefully too, I mean, A24 just got Cherry Lane.
Yep.
So I haven't heard anything yet, but hopefully they're open to hearing new work too. So
I know the general manager, so feel free to give me a call off the books, and I can put you in touch. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure they need. Listen, A24, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all these people, they have one thing in common. They all need content.
Yeah.
And preferably good content.
Yeah.
And I know theater's been quite overlooked, but you can see Audible doing what they're doing with the Minetta Lane. They're using that to create content. They're all just stage readings.
Yeah.
That they're basically turning into we'll call them podcast audiobooks, basically. And so there's no reason why Netflix and A24 and them can't get into the game of something like that, but actually maybe actually producing theater and filming it. And what group would that be?
And listening to people who actually have done theater. Like, I know a lot of people over there haven't done theater. You know, the people who work in Cherry Lane right now.
Oh, right.
So they need to listen to the people who have done theater and actually take advice. So hopefully they do that.
Hopefully they do that. Absolutely. Well, do you have any, so being in the thick of it all, theater, film, and that was a good piece of advice right there. Do you have any advice or lessons learned for those younger theater directors and filmmakers out there trying to make a name for themselves, creating their own work?
My best advice is don't wait for anyone. Just start doing it as much as you can, even if it's on your own. Like, find a free place that would be like, oh, can I put on a stage reading tonight? Or invest in yourself. And like, we just did a full new play, me and my friend Matt McLaughlin. He's a writer, a playwright. And we paid for the theater $500 for the theater and rented it out for one night. And we got 100 people to come. And they all paid for a ticket. And it was rainy and cold, and somehow 100 people still came.
Wow.
And we didn't know that was going to happen. We tried to put as much in social media and like texting people and getting people to be there. And we didn't wait for anyone to do that. We did it ourselves. So I would say, and then all the short films I did, we didn't wait for anyone to do those. We did it too. So don't wait for someone to try to give you opportunity. Just try to give yourself that. And it's hard at first, but convince yourself that you could do it and do it.
But there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And make the work you want to see, right?
Yeah. Make the work you want to see. If you have a story that is not being told, tell it.
Yeah.
Like, the worst that can happen is that nothing. I feel like there's no worse capability. Like, people are going to watch it, at least friends of yours, and people are going to keep talking about it. And as long as you continue, you're going to grow, and you're going to be the best you can be for yourself.
And people want to work with people like that.
Yeah. As long as you're always working, and you're also don't be an asshole, because people will remember that.
Amen. Be cool.
Be cool, because word gets around, and it's a big community, but it's also very tiny in communication. So everyone will hear about it. And so if you're a good person and you work hard, people can be like, I want to work with that person, and continue to do so.
Yeah, it's funny, those kind of people who you don't want to work with, they wonder why their phone isn't ringing or their emails aren't coming in. They're the acquaintance of the friend who always complains. Yeah. And you're always kind of like, well, we know why.
Yeah, we know why. So, and then it's to a point that if people hear about you, they're not surprised anymore.
Right.
So it's kind of like, like, I sometimes don't get calls because they think I'm too busy, which sometimes I am. I think I am half the time.
Well, I called you.
I know.
So you are busy.
I am busy, but I will try to make time for everyone that wants to work with me. So
I'm the same way. Yeah. It's like there's only so much time in the day. There's only so many podcasts we do, and yet we want to. We've had people queued up for years and going, when it works out, it works out.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean? We've talked last year a couple times.
I know,
And you're flying. Like I say, he's flying around jet set everywhere half the time. Doing no, he's working hard. He's not being frivolous.
It was for a book tour that I photographed the book cover, and then we were doing a podcast all in different areas of the country. So we went to like Tennessee, and we did a Tennessee tour, and then we went to California. And then we even went to Evansville, Indiana, where the writer is from. So,
sure, I know Evansville.
Yeah,
it's great.
I've never been there. That was great.
It's right across from Louisville. It's a great theater program, actually. University of Evansville is actually a very good theater program.
Yeah. That's where I think the writer of the book he grew up there, so he kind of got into it.
And there's a play, by the way, there's a new play festival there as well.
It's awesome. Yeah, it was a great
Not
town.
the university nearby,
I loved it over there. It was great. Yeah. He made us try a crazy burger, which was cow brains, and
oh really?
That was not that good.
I went to school in northern India, or central. I went to school in Indianapolis, and so I didn't have that experience. And
it was it was a weird taste.
Yeah,
I figure I'll try it. Why not?
Right?
But yeah.
You've had cow's tongue before?
No, and I'm okay with that. So
let's say I've never heard cow's brains. I've heard cow's tongue, but and beef tongue and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it just needed a better seasoning, but
it's all about the seasoning and marinating, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So talk more about the aspect of your life as a photographer. How much is that still part of your life?
It's still a big part. I just was making. I found this place to make books of my photography, and I've been trying to make every year. I did it, and And so I've just been trying to do that for myself, and then hopefully one day I could put out a book in the future.
Nice.
But I still do photo shoots here and there. I just did one for a pizza shop that opened in the Village, and did their whole like first start ad campaign type of photos, and then I just kind of jump around a lot in that.
Got it.
Yeah, and do headshots for people.
Is there a need for photography studios these days, or is everyone kind of on their own doing it, street photography?
There are photography studios, but now I think you just have to have that. It has to be your main thing, and that has to be the thing, you know. And they have studio centers that they like Macy's hires and Target hires, and they kind of rent out the studios and stuff.
Got it.
So I just made a little prompt studio in my living room apartment. That's what it is.
Go back to rule number one: make it yourself, right?
Yeah. So it's the dining room supposedly, but that dining room is the studio in my house.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? The price is right?
Yeah. It's great. I mean, I have all my equipment there. Now we have too much equipment, and because now we have all the video stuff and we have all the film stuff. So there's just we have to organize a little more, but yeah.
Okay. Is that project over now? The Tennessee, Indiana project?
Yeah, that's over. The book is out. It's called Glimpses by Matt Williams.
Okay.
He's a great person to work for and a great friend. He created Home Improvement and Roseanne.
Sure.
So he wrote a book. He thought it was needed to write a book about the glimpses of like good in life. And all the glimpses he saw in life.
We could use more of that right now.
Yeah, it's a great book about his life, but also all the good things he sees in life and in his whole life. So good little short stories in each chapter about different things, and it's beautiful. So.
Nice. So what's next for you this year?
Well, I have 2 one-acts at the Chain One-Act Festival.
Okay.
That I'm going to be directing, and I think that's in the beginning of February. And then in March, we're doing, hopefully, a reading of that play that we've been trying to do for 3 years. And my dad's going to be in it. So that's one thing that's
Great.
cool. I get to direct my dad. And
First time ever?
No, it's like
I mean, other than Santa Force and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like maybe the 3rd, 4th time in theater. So maybe
that's what I meant theater-wise. Theater-wise, yeah.
I directed him in readings before.
Yeah.
And then this one he's done before. Yeah. But this time it's like going to be like a bigger audience and a bigger space, and
great.
Hopefully good cast members. What's
the theater? Join. Can you say yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's a kind of like a theater that kind of left another theater, and now they're building themselves up again. They've been around for a while, but now there's like their re-entrance back into New York and all that stuff. So hopefully, nothing's finalized yet. So I'm just waiting for that.
That's encouraging. Stuff. We need more theaters to come back to New York. Or at least emerge.
Yeah, emerge again from wherever they were. So now they're kind of
6 years or so.
Yeah, they're being independent, and now they're gonna kind of go on their own. So
awesome.
Nice.
Well, we'll look forward to it.
Yeah, and then in April I go to Wyoming to do a teaching artist over there for directing. So
excellent. Yeah. Where can we find out more about what you're doing? Do you have a website or anything?
I have a social media Instagram. It's at DZCS4U, the number 4, the letter U. And I kind of post all the posters there. My photography is there. Anything I do is going to be up there all the time. So
fabulous, man. Is there anything else we haven't covered you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Well, that answer warrants no.
Well,
but go ahead.
How about this? Like whoever watches and listens to this, if you do makeup, if you do lighting, if you do a grip, you could always message me. We need you guys.
This has been true. Like production crew has been, particularly since the pandemic.
Yeah,
it's just like everyone went and got jobs at Target or Home Depot or moved back to Evansville or wherever, and it's just like there's a whole like institutional knowledge gone. I feel from a lot of people who left the industry, and there's an entire need for particularly in theater, like light board operators and master electricians and spot ops and things like that. I mean, I find there's just an incredible amount of people. And it's funny, I always hear people coming out of grad schools going, there's no jobs. I go, there's tons of jobs. Yeah. You may not you're not going to get a job as a choreographer right away, but are you going to PA for the choreographer or assistant direct or
like for me, I'm like asking directors who do TV shows if I could shadow them.
Sure.
So I could learn. Like I was working on a lot of sets, and I was secretly shadowing while I was there. And this time for Dexter Resurrection, I was there since January to June. So every time I was there, I was behind the director, learning as much as I can. And I actually knew the director, so that was nice. Because then I was a little bit. It's like when I did it, when we did Dexter years ago, I didn't take in all of that knowledge, and now I'm like, I know so much more, and I was behind him, taking everything in this time. Yeah. So it was really nice to be part of that now.
Would you want to direct a series?
Yeah, I would love to direct a series. I want to do a feature. That's the goal for this year, to get into a feature.
Do you have a script?
We have a few. Like I have one my friend Matt wrote, and we did a pitch short of the beginning of the script. And that's going to be done hopefully this month, so we could probably submit it into a festival.
Hey, sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, David, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank
great
you.
to finally hanging out a little with you and seeing what's all going. Keep up the great work, all right?
Thank you so much. You guys too.
Thank you. Much appreciated. So, submit to the Inwood Film Festival. Why not? You still got time to do it. Or if not, just come to it and hang out with us. We appreciate it. And network. That's how you make things happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to David Zayas Jr. for joining me on this Artist Spotlight edition of Inwood Art Works On Air. It's where I meet the musicians, writers, theater makers, and artists of all stripes who make their home what we affectionately call upstate Manhattan. Many thanks to Good Shepherd here for hosting us, and to HeightSites.com for uptown promotional support. Hey, you could support On Air and all of our programming by making a tax-free donation to inwoodartworks.nyc/donate. Please be sure to follow us on social media to keep up with all that we do, which includes the Inwood Film Festival, Filmworks Al Fresco, live performances, and so much more. Inwood Art Works On Air is proud to be supported in part by public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs with partnership with City Council. And Inwood Art Works On Air is supported in part by the New York State Council on the Arts with support of the Office of the Governor and the New York State Legislature. From the top of Manhattan and the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Aaron Sims for Inwood Art Works On Air.